Hi, I'm Robert McNeece. I spent 27 years in federal prison, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged, and investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.
FBI, open up!
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Robert McNeece. Were you ever locked up with the Gemini twins?
Yeah. Yep.
Now, what did you think of them?
Just like they're like the gentlemen. They're gentlemen. I mean, most of these guys in organized crime are gentlemen. You know, they're very respectful, very polite. What the hell is his name?
They're both out, right?
Yeah, Joey. Yeah, did Joey get out finally?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that they commuted a sentence or did something.
Yeah.
Or paroled him or something. Yeah. So that I was with Joey in Terre Haute. He was there when Vic got hit in the head.
Oh yeah.
And so, but Joey was he was a good dude, but I mean, he was like physical fit and always a handsome guy and a real gentleman, and he had the female nurses and secretaries and chasing him around, and I mean it was funny. But yeah, he was a good guy.
Yeah.
You'd never think of him as a cold-blooded murderer, but there was a few times I've seen him staring at a couple guys that was kind of like he had that look in his eye like, damn.
You never seen him getting into any altercations?
Yeah, I did. No, I did once. He didn't get into an actual physical altercation, but he was prepared to. He stepped to these guys and they backed down.
What was it over?
I don't want to say really. It's not my place to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was but yeah, he handled it. He handled it like a man, and he was ready to go, and their people grabbed him and stopped that shit. Yeah, he'd go.
John Gotti Jr. just did a podcast recently, did an interview with Patrick Beck-David. It's pretty long, about 3 hours.
Yeah, I listened to about an hour of it.
What did you think?
I mean, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not telling the truth because I don't really give a f. But I think that some of those, I mean, he's got documentation, 302s, which can all be easily verified. And so I think that he's telling the truth about things that he has documentation on, because he's smart enough not to produce a document that's a fake one. Too many people are watching it and they're going to, double check it.
Well, so he said that he went to all these guys like Joe Messina and all these other guys that were a part of the crew, and he told them what he was going to do: go to the government, talk to them. Do you believe that happened?
Yes.
You think so?
Well, I know someone that had knowledge of it before it happened. So
really,
yeah. So I think he did. I don't know if he went to other people, but I know that he did go to one person. But yeah, that's. I mean, that was what he was doing. He was setting the stage to get out of that lifestyle.
He says he was a civilian when he tried to go in there and tell them. He wasn't a civilian then.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know when he became a civilian.
I think he became a civilian when he walked in that office.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When he walked in the office, right, and started talking to the feds. Do you think that Gotti Jr. is a rat?
I think that he may have provided some intelligence, but that he hasn't provided he hasn't provided information that resulted in arrests or convictions of anyone.
But do you still that makes him a cooperator?
Yeah, I think it makes him a cooperator. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. He gave intelligence, meaning, like, they'll ask him, something stupid like, hey, does this guy Joe, does he meet over here at the dry cleaners in Queens every Thursday still? Yeah, he does. Things like that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's that's cooperating, but they call it intelligence. But yeah, I don't think he did anything that put anybody in prison.
Yeah.
Because that would be out. You'd have copies of the 302s. So.
But a lot of people call him a cooperator and a rat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would consider him a cooperator just because he sat down with the. Listen, when you sit down and talk with the feds, you don't get to ask, or you don't get to write down the questions you're going to be asked. They ask you questions they want to ask you. They're not, they're not in there to sugarcoat anything. So, and they're so thorough with those 302s that it's unbelievable. I mean, yeah, it's just, yeah. I mean, I believe that he did cooperate, but I don't believe that he had any intelligence that was harmful to anyone, that was at trial, on trial or anything.
Yeah, he was trying to explain it away in the interview.
Right. Now, he could have provided information about it, but it was such vital information that the government didn't want to use it, because then they would have to release all of the information that he provided, not just on one little area, and maybe they got information they didn't want released,
So you were deeply involved with that life before you did what you did.
Right.
And how hard of a decision was it for you to cross that line?
Well, when it involved the kids, I didn't really think about it, I just did what I did. And, I don't regret it. People call me a snitch, and I don't give a fuck, I mean, here I am, and I'm Cedar Rapids, Iowa, come shit me in the head,
Yeah.
I mean, fuck them, I mean, if they want to stick up for some broad that murdered, two innocent girls, a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old, then God bless them,
Yeah, I think there is a line that you draw when it comes to things like that all that loyalty and all that shit is off the table when it comes to children and women getting hurt. It's I commend you for doing what you did. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That's why I have you on the show. I really like your story. I think you're a noble man. You're not like Sammy Gravano at all.
I hope not. I'd put a gun to my head if I thought I was even a skittle of like Sammy the Bull. I mean, he's that much of a piece of shit.
Yeah, I strive not to be anything like that guy.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't even know how. With all the guys that I've been with throughout all the many, for decades, none of them were like Sammy the Bull. I mean, Sammy the Bull was like a trailer trash mob guy. You got Joey Testa on one side, who's shakes everyone's hand. How you doing today? How you feeling? How's your family doing? Real gentleman. Real polite. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You don't have a bad day. Then you got Sammy. Yeah, motherfuck these motherfuckers, and fuck this. Fuck. Always got something negative to say. Always stirring up shit. I mean, and so I've never even considered Sammy a mob guy. When I was around him, he's just a fucking old man to talk shit.
Yeah, because at first you were around a lot of major high-ranking individuals.
I was Fat Tony Slayer and all them guys. All the old, Tony Ducks. Just the old guys. And they're I mean, Tony Ducks would cuss a little bit, but I mean, not Tony Ducks. Fat Tony would a little bit, but
how were Tony and Fat Tony, and
they were good. They were. I mean, they were old. They were old, and like Fat Tony. Ernie Boy used to shave him. Used to shave. You have to shave him because he was. They were old, so they were cantankerous. Especially Fat Tony. He was. He could be evil at times. With his mouth. his words, but gentlemen, deep down they were gentlemen. Even Frank Licasio, now that son of a bitch, I'm telling you what, he was the most negative person I ever met in my life. Forget about the mob. He was just, you would walk up to him, hey Frank, how you doing? The fuck you, what the fuck you want? Just nasty to everybody.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck was the warden or fucking whoever. He didn't care. That's just how he was.
What about who was in the best mood when you were around these people? Who was a happy-go-lucky type?
Vic Camuso was always happy-go-lucky. Then there was a guy out of your neck of the woods. He used to be real big, then he got skinny, ran all the unions.
From Boston?
No, not from Boston. The DeCavalcante family.
Yeah, that's New Jersey.
Okay, yeah,
right.
Orange City. That's where he was from.
Orange City.
Yeah, or Orange County or something. But he was a boss. And John Riggy is his name.
John Riggy.
Yeah. You'd ever hear him?
Yes. Yeah.
Now John Riggy was the nicest man I ever met in prison. And I've always told people that this guy was a gentleman. Through and through, 24 hours a day. But that was the nicest guy I ever met. He was just pleasant to be around and he was a good dude.
Yeah, some people just feed off of that negative energy. They just have that about them. I stay away from those types of people,
Yeah. But all in all, I can't think of them. Those alleged mob guys that were bad guys. They were gentlemen.
What was the most dangerous guy you were around?
That would be Paul, the Aryan Brotherhood guy. The AB. Or you want a mob guy?
Do you got a mob guy that was dangerous?
Yeah, Ernie Boy. Or Reese Abramonte. He was dangerous. Joey Testa, he was dangerous. He'd fight in a heartbeat if there was a problem.
Were you around a lot of hotheads, and do you remember anyone that was getting into a lot of fights with people?
Like Ernie Boy, he would gamble. And when I say gamble, he'd bet $10,000 on a weekend on football. Or he'd play playing the $1,000 a game with handball. They was that's how they rolled. But man, he'd lose them football tickets and he'd be a hothead for a little bit. That's about. Nicky Scarfo, he was a hothead. He'd get all pissed off over something little, over dumb shit. He'd fucking scream and yell and
Did you ever see Nicky Scarfo get into a fight?
No, he was. When I met him, he was 100 pounds.
Was it that type of prison where they would have a beef somewhere and they would go in the back and fight, or no?
No, it was no, they didn't do that. No,
like if someone had a major beef, you'd
stab each other. With the Italian guys? No, they didn't have no beefs like that. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it.
A lot of Italian guys used to just stick together, right?
Right. Yeah. Sit together, and it was kind of screwed up a little bit because Vic Camuso sided with Nicky Scarfo, right? And he also sided with some of the other, like the Chin, when it came to John Gotti.